So since you're not wearing glasses, does that mean you might end up cutting your cucumbers weird?
Yeah, so one time I was not wearing a shirt or glasses. And like I was cutting the cucumber like when you're playing drums. You know how you like cross your arms?
Yeah.
And like you playing on one side and like doing over here. So I was like holding the cucumber like on the top left, like downward because I was trying to get these angles.
Yeah.
And I was cutting with even though my right hand is my predominant hand, I was cutting with my left hand. So I could kind of get like a better angle. Yeah. Because I was watching the Kardashians the other day. Yeah. And I had seen Kendall, and I idolize Kendall because she's the most real one. So I was watching the Kardashians, and I saw her cutting cucumbers, and I was like, "Oh, I must have been doing this wrong my whole life. Right? I must have been cutting cucumbers incorrectly.
Are we wrong?
If the Kardashians, who are extremely wealthy, successful, powerful people, who have the entire world and run the internet, so they must have like the internet at their disposal, right?" Are cutting cucumbers that way, so that just made me feel like, oh,
who have chefs,
who probably tell them special techniques that we're not aware of. When I saw that, it made me rethink the way I was cutting cucumbers up until that point. But yeah, that's kind of been what's been going on in my life right now. The journey of understanding what I hadn't been told correctly. It's like I think that like our parents will teach us things correctly, and then you go online, and then you find out that if you twist the seasoning shaker upside down and you hold the thing and then you just move the seasoning shaker, you don't actually have to shake the seasoning shaker. Did you see that? No. See, that's the thing. Apparently, get the seasoning shaker, hold the little white part, and then just move the rest of the shaker, and you don't gotta shake no more.
Like, are you talking about tahini?
No, I mean, you could do it with tahini, but think about it with, like, lemon pepper, parsley.
You don't do the...
I mean, I'm not talking about fresh pepper. Yes, I grind it.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is, like, you basically don't do that. I do the... Okay. Because I've evolved. Right. The fuck... Isn't it crazy that people were just, like, having pepper already ground? Yeah. And then just putting this pre-ground stale-ass pepper on their food? That they were not, like, freshly grounding... pepper every time they use it. Yeah,
just $1 more.
That's so wild to me. Yeah. I think even if you go to like HEB or Walmart, you probably get it for just like 70 cents more. Yeah.
But all that to say, all that to say is everyone's been cutting cucumbers wrong.
And please listen to Kendall. Kendall fixed slavery with Pepsi.
Yeah, she did.
And apparently, first of all, I've been still seeing people being racist out here as if they hadn't seen the commercial. Bro, did y'all not see what Kendall did? Yeah. How she sacrificed that Pepsi to the other side for our sins? Mm-hmm. And y'all are still just gonna...
That Pepsi was Jesus Christ of racism.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, that Pepsi was sacrificed. Mind you, she walked up to an act of protest, grabbed a Pepsi from... Wherever she grabbed the Pepsi from, I feel like other people could have grabbed the Pepsi.
Yeah, she didn't have to, like, bring herself down like that. Like...
No, but I feel like she took this Pepsi from someone... Like the protesters already had a cooler full of Pepsi, and they were like, "We gonna keep this for when we're like dehydrated,"
and like pepper sprayed on.
And she just took one of their Pepsis and handed it over to them, and then like that was supposed to fix everything.
I thought it did fix everything. Why are you saying it like it didn't?
I mean, because then George Floyd happened afterwards, after the fact.
I think the timeline's wrong, bro.
Oh, multiverse.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So have you seen the Doctor Strange movie at all?
Haven't.
Well, there's the idea now going on with Marvel is there's multiverses, multiple universes. Yeah. You pop in, there's different versions of events that happen or different people in all these different universes that you pop into. I believe there is a multiverse where racism was solved by Kendall Jenner.
Ah, bro.
How crazy would it be if like there was literally a timeline in which you go there and racism is completely solved, and you just see like Kendall and Pepsi everywhere, and you're like, yo, what the fuck happened here? Like, y'all remember when Kendall saved all of racism with that Pepsi? That'd be a great timeline to be in.
Yo, that'd be insane.
But I guess let's just get into a timeline where we start the show.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Yeah, let's get into a timeline where we start the show.
Welcome to the 2.5 Citizens Podcast.
I'm Zen.
It's your boy P.
And we're going to get you caught up. So there's been some stuff going on this week. Some interesting things that have kind of tied into some of the previous things that we've talked about. Yeah. So I briefly want to...
Wait, but before we get into it, if you didn't watch our, second to last episode, we did an interview with a local comic. Yeah. We might have some more of those on the way.
So that's something we're going to be trying to push more guests, more local Houston creatives. Yeah. We kind of were doing this back in the beginning of like the Zen podcast, but we kind of want to just get more people on, get their stories, get their experiences, and kind of see what it's been like.
Yeah. For them so let us know what you thought of the episode, and
if you got anybody that you guys want to hear from, put it in the comments, and we'll try to see if we can get them.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been up to lately. But there's some crazy things like with the whole comedian talk. We had the Dave Chappelle conversation that was coming in around. And
I think it's just going to continue to keep happening because...
Did you hear the information about the guy, the attacker?
That he's like an actual crazy person?
Yes, but also because of all this hype that he gave himself from attacking Dave Chappelle, they've been able to now link him and charge him for an attempted murder for stabbing his roommate back in December.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So he allegedly stabbed his roommate. And back in December.
I mean, I could see it.
And is now getting attached with attempted robbery on top of all this. So
I mean, did he like leave a trail of breadcrumbs and they were like, aha?
I don't know.
It was you.
Like, it's just weird to see like, oh, okay.
Because was this tackle like the equivalent of dry snitching on a song?
I don't think so. I just think it was one of those things where it's like stuff was going on, but now that everyone's talking about him, looking at him, now people are going to have to do the research, dig back. And now I think they tie the identity more and more so. I think that this attack can kind of give more like, you know, when they look at previous crimes you did to try to attach you to like a crime that you did, they're like, look, okay, yes, we're having a hard time proving that you stole this, but you've also been arrested 3 different times.
But you're also a super gremlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, because of these things, we could kind of point to the fact that you may have done this. So it's like, yo, you attacked this person, so we know that you just are violent and that just can snap out of the blue. And you were being questioned for this, you know, other thing. And this kind of shows that you'd probably be the type.
Yeah. This seems like you.
Yeah, and I don't know, though, because I haven't been reading all the documents and all this kind of stuff.
You know, this sounds like the conversation you were telling me, or when you were explaining the Chris Brown allegations, where you were like, these are allegations, but this sounds pretty Chris Browny. Type behavior.
Yeah. It's definitely like, when you put yourself in a situation where you now are known for committing certain crimes. Like, that's just kind of wild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, yo, you the type. I don't know what to say. It's like if
there's a bunch of Slim Jims missing at a lot of gas stations and you find them in Kodak's tour bus.
But if you if something is going on at a DaBaby concert and someone gets shot, I mean, DaBaby might have had something to do with it.
If DaBaby is at Walmart
and someone
gets shot, someone dies,
it's safe to say DaBaby might have had something to do with it.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Or if DaBaby's at his house and someone gets shot in the leg again.
If DaBaby is anywhere and something happens, DaBaby might have had something to do with it.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Might have. Possibly. Could have. We don't know. But I just thought that was an interesting piece of information to be like, so this is kind of like, I don't know what this is going to bring to the grand conversation of it all, because this is, of course, just like one isolated incident. I don't know if this is going to be like these types of people feel like they need to, because I don't understand still what the comedians have to do with it.
Right. Your anger, it's like... It's dumb because it's like putting in all this effort into something that's not going to change anything.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
it's like, okay, so your grandma's Brooklyn neighborhood is being gentrified. That has nothing to do with Dave Chappelle.
He doesn't even live there.
What is attacking Dave Chappelle? Because look, not that I'm supporting attacking anybody.
Yeah.
But if attacking Dave Chappelle brought some sort of awareness to the situation,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess you did what you had to do.
It was like the Drake, Kanye, Larry Hoover concert.
Yeah, like, what are we doing this for?
Yeah. And remember, we made the joke where like, did the judge secretly say, if y'all come together for this beef, or like, if he secretly was like, nah, bro, the day Ye and Drake put their differences aside is the day you get freed, bro.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Who said that this is what you needed to do?
Yeah.
Because Larry Hoover ain't free.
No, not at all.
I haven't even heard any information about any possibilities.
Now that the money's been made.
Yeah, ever since the concert. The only thing that we've heard is Kanye drop the fact that they're cool in songs.
Yeah.
And Kendrick be confused about the fact that they're cool. Even Kendrick's confused.
Yeah.
Even Kendrick's confused.
He's like, maybe he got him looking internally and being like, maybe I'm not as mature as I thought I was.
Yeah, because I don't know why they did this, but they did.
Yeah.
And then like Kanye out here, me and Drizzy, we at peace. Okay. And?
Yeah.
If you would have been like, me and Drizzy, we at peace. Larry Hoover know he free. Maybe.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, no.
You just said it to sing on this song.
Yeah.
You just said it to have a bar.
Yeah.
So I don't exactly know what that whole thing is about, and I don't exactly know what people think that they're going to accomplish by attacking comedians, because it really just makes you look like you can't take a joke.
What's like canceling people on Twitter? What's that gonna do?
In the beginning, it really meant something. I mean, you'd get doxxed.
Yeah, but I'm talking about canceling people like today. Like when you cancel your neighbor because whatever.
I guess it depends on how loud of a voice you have, because what I've started realizing, and it's all a power play, right? So
right.
It's like you are mad because your neighbor is doing something, whether it's like have more money than you and be able to do something that you're not happy with, or do something that you don't agree with. And then you're like feeling powerless, and you go, you know where I do have power though?
The online. Internet. Yeah.
I'm sitting in this little box, but online though, everyone listens to me. So I'm gonna tell everyone. No one listens to my neighbor. Nobody knows my neighbor online. Yeah. So if I go and I'm the one who tells the story, who has the narrative, and I say whatever the fuck I want to say, now everyone's looking at me like, yo, what the fuck? Your neighbor's a piece of shit. And then you just get the validation online of everyone saying your neighbor's a piece of shit, but then you still go back to your regular life, and like you still have to deal with whatever the fuck's going on. Yeah. It's not like people are like, it's not like the homeowners association is pulling up and being like, yo, we saw something on Twitter. Yeah. And we no longer want you in this community.
Yeah. Like you can't, you actually, the guy that canceled you, he's going to take this house now. Yeah. Yeah. Now you guys got to swap lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's not.
Happen. That doesn't happen. So it's like.
Same thing with like social issues. Like some of these things that it's like, what was the actual outcome?
What are your and I don't know if this is too crazy to be bringing up.
Are you gonna bring up what I think you're gonna bring up that we never talked about?
No, I'm talking about the Black Lives Matter.
I thought that's what you were gonna talk about. Yep, we never mentioned this on the pod, and we meant to one day.
And recently I just started seeing this information. So like the leader of the Black Lives Matter,
and there's a difference between the organization and the movement.
Right.
Two separate things.
So the leader of the organization gave like her baby daddy like $2 million. Her
how much is the house that they bought?
$1.8 million
worth?
I don't know. It's a crazy amount of millions.
Yeah.
But basically, she's just like breaking off everyone in the family with millions of dollars from the organization. And it's like, what are you like? I get it. The whole thing is empowering like the family, bringing like the people together, but like
their values are the destruction of the nuclear family.
Right. So now it's you're like you're not
you pro family or you not, bro? Like what is this?
So I don't exactly know what they ever said their goal was. That's another thing too. Yeah. I never know what their mission statement was. And I mean, if they're just basically saying we're here to lift up Black lives, and if they're just basically saying we are these Black lives that we're lifting up, then I mean, I guess that's what they decided to do.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're gonna actually like make a change, then maybe it should be like a wide-reaching change that affects the community.
Yeah.
But I don't know though. But let's get into some other things.
Yeah, but let's actually start the pod.
Let's actually start the pod.
Yeah. So, what do you think about this, man? Do you think that now that Skeet has bagged a billionaire, he no longer needs Tinder, SNL?
Okay, so you think he's deleting the app?
He's deleting the app, essentially.
All right, so let's talk about it. So basically, recent reports have said that Pete Davidson is planning to retire or, quit SNL after this season because he's focusing on his acting career. So it's like he's basically juggling a bunch of movies, juggling the plates of a bunch of movies, and it's, I guess, starting to be more like I'm going to just focus on the movies than the show. I mean, the idea of SNL in the past has seemed like you do the show until you get a big role,
right?
That,
and
like,
then you're
takes
out.
you from it, and then
like you get like late night, or you like start doing like big movies.
Yeah, and so that's what's going on with Pete Davidson, and I don't know if it's been walking hand in hand, or do you think that his famous relationships have like catapulted him to the place where he's getting these big movies?
Well, Skeet has always been funny.
He's always been funny.
You can't. You
but
can't.
That doesn't always translate into movies.
Right, and I think he learned a lot from being on SNL. I think they saw a bigger potential in him, and I think he drew a younger crowd, which is what I think why they kept up with him for so long.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you look at the early seasons he was on, like he would even make jokes of it himself. Like he was barely on the show.
Yeah.
He was kind of like a background character until like I think like all this dating stuff started happening. And yeah, man, I think now that he's learned these things from SNL, he's kind of flexed that muscle in his
like the live.
Right. And I don't know how good of an actor he is because in King of Staten Island, he played himself.
Yeah.
But
I do remember there was another movie that he was briefly in, and he was the gay roommate.
Yeah, but he was in it like 20. Yeah, like he was in there for like a scene.
Yeah, but I mean, he played a pretty all right gay roommate.
He was just himself,
but gay.
But
there was another movie where What Men Want.
Yes, Tiffany Haddish, right?
I don't know if Tiffany Haddish is the main person. I think it was the one from Power, not from Power, from Empire.
Oh, was it?
Regardless,
or is it? Does Tiffany Haddish Think Like a Man?
No, this was Think Like a Man that I'm talking about.
Or you said What Men Want.
Okay, I don't remember.
I get those two movies confused.
It's this one, yeah. Think Like a Man. Think Like a Man, and it's got that woman in it.
Yes, yeah.
But that's not Tiffany Haddish.
That's not. No, I know.
That's not Tiffany Haddish. But basically, Pete Davidson's in this movie as a gay man as well. And I think he's definitely gay in this one.
So you think he's good at playing a non-flamboyant, stereotypical gay?
Like, look, very clear about What Men Want in new trailer. So it's like he's in this one, and he did a pretty all right role in this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's possible. I think it's possible for him to like show range.
Yeah.
I think the biggest range I've seen was those text messages between him and Kanye.
Yeah.
I mean, that showed some range I had never seen.
But all in all, yeah, man, I think Skeet's deleting the app. I think he's gonna, if he's smart, he's gonna hold into his billionaire girlfriend.
But I mean, of course, if he's smart, that's the plan. But obviously, that's not feasible, especially with the Kardashian. You don't know when
stuff's gonna pop off.
Yeah, you can't like. I mean, look what happened. You end up being a Ray J.
I mean, hey, what was it? Allegedly, well, I saw on the show. I'm speaking from the show. I've been watching it with my wife, and Kim was saying
that's fine.
That she was having panic attacks because
I heard about that.
She doesn't know what to wear anymore.
So
Which
the way that this allegedly all started,
everybody knew this, bro. You could see the show pre-Kanye, Kanye, post-Kanye.
and like it was
all of their outfits changed once Kanye comes into the picture. Scott,
better.
yes, all of them.
So, you know, for SNL and all that kind of stuff, Kanye's still styling her.
Mm-hmm.
Then Wall Street Journal, whatever the fuck's going on for the Wall Street Journal, happens, and she has to dress herself. She's wearing like some brown suit. I mean, like dress thing. Where allegedly Kanye tells her,
her career is over.
Your career is over. You're dressed like Marge Simpson, and then sends her a picture of Marge Simpson in a similar outfit. And I'm like, that's so reckless. How are you just gonna say your career is over? You look like Marge Simpson.
That's a very Kanye thing to say, though.
Yeah, but that's just so disrespectful.
Yeah, he's a crazy person. I mean, like, I don't expect anything less.
It just seems wild.
No, I know.
Like, how you gonna tell your ex-wife, mother of your kids?
That's a crazy. I don't know. It's a weird dynamic, man. I don't know.
Other news in the same realm. Allegedly, the new girlfriend of Kanye also got Ye tattooed on herself. Do you think that that's the reason that he didn't make a big deal about Skeet getting the initials tattooed?
No, I think he needs. This is one of the things he needs to make a big deal about. I still think that's weird.
Do we even know if that's confirmed?
Like, also, it's not confirmed. But also, I think getting a Ye tattoo could be mental gymnastics into, I'm just a fan.
Of course, but if you're not with them, turns is different, right?
Yeah, but it could be like, you know,
like how does that work? Like real quick,
I'm just doing mental gymnastics, dog.
Who's your celebrity crush? Off, like, don't even think about anybody else in life right now.
Yeah.
If you had a celebrity crush, who is it?
Mila Kunis.
Okay, so if you had MK tattooed on you because of that,
I wouldn't do that.
I'm just saying. I know. If you were someone who got a lot of tattoos and we're kind of like, whatever, I got Mila Kunis right there, and then something happens, Lord forbid, and something happens to your wife in a terrible snowmobiling accident, and you no longer have a wife. Okay.
Why are these mental gymnastics so crazy? You're like,
hold on.
These aren't even gymnastics. We're in the circus and you're on the trapeze.
So something happened. There was a terrible snowmobiling accident.
Okay.
She's never going to recover from it.
Okay.
And now you've popped off. You've gotten very successful. And like Ashton Kutcher tried to bring back Punk'd. And then, like, he accidentally got punked.
He gets canceled.
But not only did he get canceled, like, he had, like, a terrible tractor accident when he was trying to do the Punk'd. And so, like, now Mila Kunis is single. And something happens, and basically you guys are in the same place, same time. It's Ted. It's Ted vibes, right? And then y'all start dating. And then you already had this tattoo. Is that weird? Is that weird, do you think? Like, if she met you and you'd be like, oh, like, you're such a cool guy. Hey, what's that MK for, by the way? And then you'd be like, oh, no, it's nothing. It was just that I was a big Michael Kors fan back in the day when it was popping. And
I thought about that in my head too, but I was like, I don't want to say that. That sounds too wild thing to say. Like,
you know,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, no. I know. I was just trying to play devil's advocate.
So yeah, what if there's a possibility she had the Ye tattoo before if she was already a pre-fan? Would that be weird for Kanye to be like, oh shit, like it's a day to do a girl, but then a date a mega fan?
It's Kanye, and he'd be like, he might have to get a Ye tattoo also
of himself.
Yeah, because no one can be a bigger fan of Kanye than Kanye.
That's true, because he loves himself way more than he loves anybody else.
Yeah.
And he thought about killing himself. So.
Yeah.
He definitely thought about killing her.
Premeditated murder.
That's so wild.
That was such a crazy ass song.
Like the song's crazy, but that album in general was wild. Yeah. But yeah, no, like I don't know. I just feel like the tattoo stuff, I've never been a fan of. Like, I don't know. It's one thing for your kids. Your kids are never going to stop being your kids. And not to say the relationships don't last forever. But it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. For me, it's always seemed like a jinx. Like the second you decide to tattoo this person,
something's gonna happen.
Something's gonna happen because you decided this was gonna be fucking permanent. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I don't know.
Are you saying marriage isn't permanent?
No, I'm saying marriage is definitely permanent. But once you tattoo something and it's on your skin and you have to see that shit every day, immediately something maybe even tells me that the tattoo is the reason. You start looking at that. Think about this shit. Think about it. Now, this mental gymnastics for sure.
Oh my God.
You fighting with your wife. Mm-hmm. And it happens. You fight with wives.
Right.
You leave because you're like, y'all ain't trying to fucking deal with this shit right now. You driving, looking at your arm, fucking thinking about her again. You're like, yo, I fucking left because I'm mad right now. And now I gotta fucking see my arm, this shit attached to me. I think that shit makes you go crazy. I think that causes the breakup. I think over time, you never, ever, 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 ever get to escape this person, even when you're not in the mood to be dealing with them at that moment. I think there's an argument to say that getting a tattoo of your significant other is the first way to end the relationship. Personally.
I'm just trying to. I'm watching you on the trapeze, doing all of this stuff, and I'm out here like, what does this all really mean? This sounds like the ramblings of a crazy person.
I'm just saying that I think
I see what you're saying. I follow. I see you flipping and twirling. But do the flips and the twirls make sense? I don't know.
They do. And I'm just saying that I think because I don't think that this type of stuff would be happening if tattoo removal wasn't so easily accessible now.
So you saying we got to go back to the days where we would make people think about it?
All I'm saying is nothing's forever.
Is that why you think they want to overturn Roe v. Wade?
What?
We're in the circus.
I'm just confused on how we got here.
I'm saying, okay, think about it. You just said because tattoo removal is so accessible, people are getting unnecessary tattoos.
So because abortions are so readily available, they're trying to take. But why you gotta be with that first?
Because we're in the circus, dog. You brought us here.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because it really does seem like nothing. All right, if we're gonna go down these things, I do think that this does speak to people as like we no longer are able to fully commit. Like marriage is no longer forever for most people. Mm-hmm. Tattoos aren't even forever for most people. Having a kid, you make that decision. You're like, this ain't forever. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's the thing now.
Yeah,
I think we're in so much of a self-absorbed world.
Yeah.
That I mean, the idea of family isn't sacred anymore. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, back in the day, you wouldn't just leave your family. You would just have another family on the side. You know?
Yeah, you'd still be clocking in at the other family.
You still got to balance both families. Yeah. You don't just get to like leave one family completely. Like you just balance two families back then.
Yeah. And then, or you could be like the actual piece of crap and then just say you're at least going to go get cigarettes.
Yeah, at least it made it seem like you was doing something.
Yeah.
But let's get into some other things here because I'm going to come down off the trapeze.
Let's actually get into something. Have you seen the newest Fenty Og collab drop recently?
I haven't seen it. I heard about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
So here's actually the stuff so it was announced on, I guess, the 19th. Yeah, I believe it was the 19th of May.
So what was that? Thursday? Yeah.
So it was the 19th of May that Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby was born. Mm-hmm. But that baby had been born on the 13th, which was the Friday before that. Mm. So they managed to have a whole week almost of people not knowing. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I have been hearing be talked about a little bit is...
So did each other camps drop the news? Like, what...
I don't know. I don't know if Fenty dropped it specifically. Mm-hmm. But
because we know that A$AP sometimes drops things collabs a little too early. Like we never got Golf Wang or what was it? Got the thing he was trying to do with Tyler.
I don't know. So it'd be like golf and og, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. But the thing that was interesting has been where this baby was born.
Uh-huh.
Because by like the video that had dropped for That's My Bitch, and just the way that they've been like even releasing her pregnancy photos and everything like that, made it seem like this was gonna be a New York baby.
Yeah.
Like this was gonna be like a New York collab, like coming out the lab up there.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Like being born in Harlem, like
Yeah. Born and raised in New York.
like people are playing like dice outside the hospital.
Exactly. But by what I'm understanding, and I think she knew, I think it was like with the traveling, and I think she was trying to make it happen a certain way, but it just didn't work out. I believe this baby was born in L.A.
Oof.
So maybe a Lakers fan.
Mm.
And that's what's been talked about, because they got to talk about something because no one's seen it and no one knows their name.
Mm.
I don't even know if they had announced a gender.
No, it's a boy.
It's a boy?
I mean,
Assigned
assigned
at birth male.
Assigned at birth male. We don't know.
Assigned male at birth.
We don't know what
they're gonna
identify as.
But assigned male at birth baby. But we don't know a name yet. I wonder if like they're gonna be the type to have a more normal name, or if they're gonna have something like Sand or some shit like that.
I hope they go normal name. But who knows? I mean, Rocky himself doesn't have a normal name.
I mean, he's named after a rapper.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
So does he have to name his son after another rapper?
I could honestly see him naming him like Yams or something.
Yeah.
Like I could see that.
Yeah. Not like Yams' real name.
Yeah, maybe.
Like actually naming him Yams.
Maybe Yams or Yams' real name.
One of the two.
But, you know, who knows what Rihanna got on her side. What if she got something she got a...
Or he could have like a What's Up Barbados type name.
I don't know, but are we even? Is she even still repping Barbados anymore? Like she in the city now. She in the great U.S. of A.
I don't know.
I don't even know where Barbados is.
I don't know.
I don't even really know if that's a real place. To be honest,
it's in the Caribbean somewhere.
I don't even know if that's real. To be honest, like I only know about Barbados because of Rihanna.
That's fair.
Like I don't know anybody else. And I apologize. I could be disrespecting Barbados.
No, I think it's more of like the public school system just failed us like terribly, and we don't really know geography that well.
Speaking of, I was listening to a Rogan episode the other day. He was talking about this shit.
Yeah.
Did the school tell you guys that
we went to the same school?
That George Washington's teeth
were made out of wood?
No.
Or like
they were held together by wood to make the gums area or whatever. But
they were like different animal teeth?
No, they were different slave teeth.
Oh.
They were pulled from his slaves.
I thought they were like animal teeth.
No. And that's what they wanted to call slaves, I guess. It is wild that the public school system doesn't tell us shit like that. And we got to find it online. Like, ain't that kind of wild?
I straight up thought it was like animal teeth.
No, according to what I was told by Rogan, it was slave teeth. And we can look it up really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm not Jamie, but I can look something up.
This is why I wanted to have Roman in the room, but you just let him go take a shower.
I mean, it's what it is.
No, he's out there. He's giggling. He's watching Seinfeld.
It's also just as false. In fact, Washington had multiple sets of dentures, and they were made of ivory metal alloys. George Washington and teeth from enslaved people. George Washington and teeth from enslaved people. According to George Washington's ledger, on May 8th, 1784, he paid £6, 2 shillings to Negroes for 9 teeth on account of French dentist, doctor, or whatever the fuck. But yeah, basically, he participated in one purchase of teeth from unidentified enslaved persons at Mount Vernon. A record of this transaction is entered twice in George Washington's financial records. So it's like, this is like documented. Like documented.
I'm not even documented.
And his slaves' teeth were.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, mind you, they were documenting from the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Like, first president vibes, you know? But But yeah, I just think that's wild. Like the public school system, deadass didn't tell us so much shit, and then that's like, so you hear about this for China, right? Like places like that like they block the internet from showing you certain things.
Yeah.
So that like you're not able to know certain things about the history.
Well, and like, see, this is where like the whole thing like gets muddy, right? Because it's like, you obviously want your people to be patriotic. You want them to be hyped on like the founding fathers and the essence of what America is. So then it's like, do you do what the public school system has been doing for years and not talk about the dark stuff that led up to what America is? Or do you talk about it and, you know, make people, I don't know.
I personally believe you talk about it, because if you don't talk about your history, history repeats itself.
Oh, 100%. So I agree with you. Yeah,
Here's the thing, and it sounds bad, but you gotta say the bad things, but put it in the context of what the world was like.
Yeah.
So you're like, look, we were doing this, but in other parts of the world, they were doing this.
Yeah.
So everyone thought this was normal.
Yeah.
Everyone thought that this is what you do. It wasn't like we were the only wild motherfuckers out of the entire world.
Yeah. We were all wildin'.
We're all wildin'.
Yeah.
And then we decided that that's wrong because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. But see,
now we have evolved.
I think people are taking that, like, again, that cancel mentality where it's like...
But they try to take it to the past.
Yeah, which is weird. Because it's like... Yeah, like... They're trying to act like nobody was wilding on Twitter, and then if they found a no tweet where you said something crazy, then that's cancelable offense.
I know this sounds insane.
Yeah.
This is going to sound wild.
Okay.
But it's just like the way that everyone's attacking people right now online.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day when things were happening, and like, you know, everyone always asks, like, how did Hitler manage to get all these people to like do all this shit? Well, it's kind of what's happening now. You pick a group, say the reason that you guys suffered is because of these people. So like right now it's the white people, like all the people that have like had all of like the privilege up to this point. And so you basically tell them that no, it's not your fault that shit's fucked up. It's their fault. They're the ones that caused shit to be fucked up. So then you start attacking them, and that can lead to further and further and further repercussions down the line. And then from there you look back at all the terror that you've done and been like, what the fuck? Like, why did we do that? Well, because they made us think that like that was the right side of the fence.
Yeah.
So now, like, we're doing this to our neighbors, our people, like people around us and stuff like that, because of either things that happened in the past, things that we think they're responsible for, while most people aren't actually responsible for the things that like we're dealing with.
Yeah.
That's just kind of the way the dice fell, things rolled, and where we are now is now in a place where we can now try to redirect our
And since we're on this kind of train, I want to ask you, what do you think about Elon's tweet about switching gangs up? Is it set tripping?
No, I kind of agree. It's one of those. I think he himself may have tweeted a photo to really. I think I may have sent it to you. That photo that when you were in the middle of the line, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm right in the middle." Like, I don't know, I kind of lean to the left, but I'm like close to the middle. Then the line just moves. Yeah. And before you realize that you were still in the same place you were.
You never moved.
Line
but
moved.
Yeah.
And now you're like, well, fuck, I think I'm on this side now, but I didn't do anything. I didn't think anything differently. They just don't think that way anymore. Yeah. And like all this is happening. So now you're sitting in this.
For those that don't know, Elon said he's going to be a Republican now.
Let's try to read the
read his exact words, which I agree with a part of what he was saying, but I think both parties have the power to do what he said that the left's going to do to him.
In the past, I voted Democrat because they were mostly the kindness party. But they have become the party of division and hate, so I can no longer support them and will vote Republican. Now watch their dirty tricks campaigns against me unfold. So you see him tweet this, and then 2 days later, I think it's exactly 2 days later, did you see what happened, what came out?
No, I didn't see what came out.
Has been going on.
Oh, God. Okay,
so remember how he...
Oh, wait. Yes, the sexual allegations.
Yes. So...
In 2 days, wow.
In 2 days, that's all it took. That's all it took. And look, who knows? I don't know. I really don't. I really don't. But he did say if he was ever in a cancellation type thing, ELONGATE would be the perfect name for it. And I guess he's like, I'm in my ELONGATE era. So it seems like he's leaning into all this. And so I'm going to pull up on the news right here, and it basically... I
just want to point out the quick flex with the hat. I just realized the hat you have on.
The Artrex hat?
Yeah.
I've been stealing it. It's been Roman's hat. I've been wearing this hat all week.
Keep going.
So, it's so crazy that I can't even find... Okay, SpaceX paid $250,000 to a flight attendant who accused Elon Musk of sexual misconduct. Now, here's the thing. The first thing I'm seeing is the Business Insider article.
Oh, yeah. No.
Now we're getting ABC News. We're getting Fox News.
But are they all quoting the
Business Insider?
Because if they all... Because that's what they do, right? They all... A wild article comes out, then they all, like, will...
Make their opinion piece on it, quoting that article as the fact.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it says that he faced a sexual assault claim for SpaceX flight attendant, saying he exposed himself during a massage, and then that SpaceX reportedly paid $250,000 as a part of a separate.
I read that. Okay, that was wild because it's like it doesn't. Why is he? How is he going to expose himself during a massage? And why is why would a flight attendant be there while he's getting a massage?
Yeah, unless the flight attendant's also a masseuse.
But that just seems like... But then you kind of have to... Because you've gotten massages before, haven't you?
So Musk, in a Thursday tweet following the story, claimed the story should be viewed through a political lens. The attendant worked on a contract basis in the cabin crew for SpaceX's corporate jet fleet. She accused Musk of exposing his erect penis to her, rubbing her leg without consent, and offering to buy her a horse in exchange for an erotic massage, according to Business Insider. The horse is the wild thing.
The horse is
like,
the wild
I'll give
thing.
you a horse also.
Well, was she a horse girl?
Maybe she's a horse girl. A declaration signed by the attendant's friend detailed the incident, which reportedly took place in 2016, email correspondence, and other records which the friend provided Business Insider. See, this is Fox. Or no. This is Fox Business, and they're quoting the Business Insider article. Now, look, when you do a slam piece and you've been known to go and do slam pieces, it's hard to trust your publication.
Right.
That's literally it. Not to say that because I like Elon.
It doesn't mean he didn't. He potentially could
do it.
It's still all allegedly.
It's discredited because Business Insider put it. But when you know,
and
that they've tried to do this before,
and
it's hard to not think that they're trying to do this again after 2 days after they decide to switch their political leaning.
And you and I both listened to Flagrant, and Andrew says a lot that
could be taken out of context.
Well, that they when you turn on the specific side, they'll make you toxic to that side. They'll make you radioactive. So it's like, again, not defending Joe Rogan's actions, but what was his first thing? It's like, oh, he's not he's against COVID. Let's cancel him in that. Misinformation, and then it's like, oh, then he did the other stuff. And it's like, they make you... So, is this Elon's radioactive? Is this how they're going to start making him radioactive? It's like, oh, well, he had, a sex allegation and,
Well, that's exactly what he's basically saying so far here. If I were inclined to engage in sexual harassment, this is unlikely to be the first time in my entire 30-year career that it comes to light. He wrote, calling the story a politically motivated hit piece. The SpaceX CEO requested more time to respond, and while Business Insider did give him more time, he did not respond by press time. Christopher, whatever the name is, the company's vice president of legal, told the outlet, I'm not going to comment on any settlement agreements. SpaceX did not immediately respond to an after-hours request for comment from Fox Business. Musk appeared to address the story on Twitter, saying the attacks against him should be viewed as political. The attacks against me should be viewed through a political lens. This is their standard, despicable playbook. But nothing will deter me from fighting for a good future and your right to free speech, the SpaceX CEO wrote. So he's leaning in onto the free speech thing. He's basically saying, of course, I've tweeted like something political, and now, like I said, like literally he said, now watch their dirty tricks campaign against me. Would you, now, if we're going to play mental gymnastics.
Well, before the mental gymnastics, we literally started this pod by talking about how your past actions, whenever you have an allegation against you, when you have a record of, oh, this seems like this is the kind of thing this person would do, so it looks doable, you know? So when he says, in my 30 years of business, you know, nothing has come at me.
Now,
coming from a
just to play the devil's advocate.
No. Do it.
Is there a world where Elon's so smart, he knew that this Business Insider article was coming out? Because it's not like they can put this together in 2 days. Maybe they can.
Yeah.
But
he got ahead of it by saying...
In a world, he basically says, yo, they've been interviewing people around me.
So you're saying...
And they're coming out with this. So what I'm going to do is tweet this political tweet and then say, watch how they try to attack me.
And he specifically switched to the right because he knows they're ride or die regardless.
And so then once he tweets that and then this hit piece comes, they're going to be like, Elon fucking said it. Like, Elon said this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And they're like, how predictable. He literally said it was going to happen, then it happened. It's like, how are we supposed to believe it? There is a world, if we're just being objective, where this would be the perfect way to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
This would be the perfect way to get ahead of it.
Right.
Is put yourself in the fire first.
Yeah.
Say, hey, what's the worst thing that you can be? Yeah, everyone gets hit with the sexual misconduct, even people on the left. But if you are right-leaning, if you're a Republican, damn. So he just comes out like, before they try to say I'm sexually misconducting, I'm also Republican first.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, shit. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
And then be like, damn, you know what? I think there's more to the story. We need to hear Elon out on this. But I think we got what we need.
I think so too.
This has been fun. The mental gymnastics have been gymnasticking.
I hope you guys.
I'm like the mental Simone Biles out here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if your mental is exhausted, you know, just do some stretches, do some mental yoga. Yeah.
Usually, if you go through like 8chan. And you go through like the subreddit for QAnon, that usually helps you stretch your mind out a little bit, make you a little more malleable. So, recommend that.
No, I don't recommend that. Yeah,
talking reckless, being disrespectful but respectful, being disrespectful respectfully, and
sophisticated ignorance. Write my curses in cursive.
And we out here. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit a share, and tell somebody.
Yeah.
Please do hit that like and stuff. It does help out. It does show that people give a fuck.
Yeah. And you know, again, say it again. We're having more guests over, so just keep an eye out for that. Again, we're trying to put a highlight on Houston's comedy scene. If you're about it, if not, or if you want to learn about it and you've always been interested in it, pull on up. Drop the anchor. Yeah.